Log number 3. Day of recording 13th of November, 7 a.m. This is week 3 of my journey with the Stonemason. And the past week has been, I would say, the most fruitful one, as I have explored many of the things that I thought impossible at the beginning. To wrap up what I've done in week 2, meaning this week that just passed, I have created all the props that are going to be interactable in the design, alongside with the words and all the letters, poems, and entries in the books that you would find around the compositions. I also have made them digitally with textures and choosing the type of paper they will be on, adding some age sort of withering sort of colors to show the letters that came way early in his life and the ones that came out the latest. So the tint of the color of the paper plays a lot of role. And I'm happy to say that week 3 will be about drawings, which I have been thinking about a lot. The more weeks I spend on this, the more time that I dedicate to it, the more I begin to see how I can add more things and more of this and more of that, which ultimately creates an endless sort of working scheme on this story, which is pretty normal for me. Even in Flow, my previous theme, which was mainly expressed through big series of paintings. Every painting that I would have done, the next one had to include more things and new perspectives to question and all that, which wasn't the case of I just want to do more things for the sake of doing more things. It's because once I started seeing new avenues and new questions, I cannot just say, oh yeah, I've seen this, well, let's ignore it and just stick with what I have. I don't have that capability. So moving forward now, in these 2 weeks that I've spent on the theme, I've seen a lot of improvement, both in the way that I write and in the way that I express and see how everything is coming along. So now when it comes to the drawing aspect, I have for sure 3 A1 size drawings to create. I also have a few props that I need drawing. So the reason why I need these props is, given that I have scattered letters and poems and torn pages around the room of this composition in this chapter, I would require, when you click on it, sort of to zoom in, you'll see the prop first. And if the prop contains the letter, for you to open it and etc. There is not all of them, but at least 2 that I know would have that sort of like you click on the sort of thing that you see there, and then when you get transformed to it, there is sort of a letter sticking out or whatnot, and you click on the letter, and then that transforms you to the actual letter. Not all of them will be like that, no, but some of them will have a context such as that. So I need to do that. I also need to do an illustration of this story. Well, in one of the books that you would find laid on the ground, there is an ongoing story that is going to be presented in all 3 arcs, starting with this one and then sort of following the journey of that story as well. The idea is that given that the stonemason has been locked up for years there, and not only his stonemasonry was a thing for him after he sort of stopped exhibiting his work, he began sort of dealing with his own demons, the concept of battling your own demons and such. So in that part, he's basically focusing on like ways of expressing this. So that's why we see poems that came from him, some book entries, some, and basically a lot of artistic avenues that he expressed himself with. And this story that I've been uh, this side story, let's call it, has an overarching theme of him battling his main problem that is sort of transferred into a short story. Well, it's a short story to us, but it's implied that a lot of the background of the story hasn't been expressed and hasn't been sort of shown. Um, so that's what I'm going to be focusing this week that is coming. Well, the week that I am now. So it's 3 drawings and definitely 2 other illustrations and anything that comes in mind as I do it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish the 3 drawings this week, but I do plan on sort of spending the next 4 weeks on just the drawing aspect, because I am aiming for the either the 25th of December or the 24th, just because the day before Christmas, it probably will be better. I'm not sure. Or maybe the morning, like as soon as 25th hits, maybe then I will just enable it. I don't know. But definitely, those 2 days will be my date that I aim. And I think it's a substantial amount of time if nothing else arises, aka more ideas, more of this. But the way that I see it, it's like 4 weeks from now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, almost like 5 weeks. 5 weeks is enough time for me to understand in the second week mark if I need more time for the drawings, which I don't think I will. But I'm going to see. I've begun to have some traction with this. Like my mindset is sort of getting behind this quite a lot faster, and I'm beginning to be quite inspired about this now that I've been doing a lot of research behind the overarching setting, the part of history that has passed but is implemented in the story. And it's been my driving inspirational sort of outlet to see how it was felt, and to have a part in creating a fictional character that endures the aftermath of it. I've been meaning to do it as the best as I can, to show the context of how such an event can cause to someone, and through all the research that I've been doing, and the people that were behind. I just want to do a really good job on that. So that's what I'm going to be working on week 3. Any worries that I have at the moment? Well, compared to last week, I don't really have a lot of worries, because through the last week sort of work that I have done, and all the tryouts of me trying the ideas that I had in mind, everything is working. So that gave me a really big confidence boost in knowing that whatever I'm doing, it's pretty workable, right? So that gave me a lot of excitement. I don't know how next week will be. Maybe I'm gonna be like, ah, damn, man, those drawings are hard. But I don't think so. Um, they're gonna be fun, given that I've been writing a lot for the past 3 weeks. I haven't drawn anything yet. But my mind cannot stop putting visuals in my mind, right? So I have to deal with that and not be able to create them, which I find quite interesting, regardless. So I am quite looking forward in creating my first design and see how that goes. And most probably I would require some more writing as I do the compositions. I'll see based on the details that I will put, and I will maybe need to put another entry or two, small passages, nothing too big, or maybe change something in the actual story of how the narration goes. Maybe add a little bit of detail that with the composition I've added and the story doesn't really have it. Sort of like those iterations. But my hope is that if I'm able to do the drawings, or at least one of the drawings, in the next 2 weeks, then I will take that chapter, because it's 3 chapters broken into 3 big designs. I'll take that chapter and do a beta test. So I will have the design and all the props that are embedded with that design, put it on my website, and see how that works with the passage, and probably have some of my quote unquote testers tell me how it goes, or finish all 3 and do that. I'm not quite sure. I'll see how confident I feel after I finish the first one. So yeah, that's pretty much wrapping up my week 3 sort of mood and what I'm going to be working on. It's all about the drawing designs now. And as far as I know, the writings are pretty much done. I've read them a couple of times, weeks, hours. I'm pretty sure that makes sense, at least to me. Until at least someone reads them and are like, "What are you writing here?" Uh, that's probably gonna be the case. So I'm preemptively aware that that can be a thing. But yeah, um, let's see how this week treats me, and I'll let you guys informed on how it goes.